You guys ready?
What's the plan, Bobby?
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always winged it.
We're gonna get killed. What you mean, we, white boy?
You ready?
Here we go.
What up, what up? Welcome in everybody to another episode with the OG NBA crew. Dutchy should be joining in soon, so we'll have the whole crew here. My guy Wham Bam's on the road, and Babano. It's good to be back here with you. How you doing today?
Yeah, good. We got a good matchup tomorrow in the NBA Cup final. I don't think the NBA is going to be too upset or complaining too much about Milwaukee and Oklahoma City in the NBA Cup final tomorrow. That's a great game. So we'll talk about that on the show tomorrow. But today we've got regular season action back in play. 6 games. There is no NBA Wednesday, so I did want to mention there won't be a show, OG show on Wednesday this week. So we'll be on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and same thing next week as well. We'll be off on Christmas Day. So that's the schedule moving forward. But we've got 6 games tonight, Skee, and looking forward to, as always, talking about them.
Yeah, my guy Wham Bam, you rocking with us for the show like that?
I mean, I don't have no choice, bro. This is what we got to deal with. Can y'all hear me?
Audio only.
Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it, man.
It's the tin can string version of Trot Wham today.
hey, we're going to try to do our best. We're going to try to do our best right now.
All right, we'll get to that first game then. First game is Sixers and Hornets. Opened up Sixers minus 2.5. Depends where you shop right now. I see threes. I see 3.5. Total, though, gone up from 212.5 to 217. And we look at the injuries. There will be no McCain, no Embiid, no Martin, no Bona. For the Hornets, LaMelo is game time decision here tonight. And Trey Mann looks like he's out. So I'll go to you first here on this one, Babano. The Hornets, if you get LaMelo back, is definitely going to increase the pace and just going to help the offense overall. Is this one where we need to wait and see if we like the Hornets side, or are you looking the other way?
Yeah, but it's Hornets or pass. I wouldn't be laying 3.5 with Philadelphia in this spot. Not a good performance from them before the mini break here. Losing to Indiana on Friday night, 121-107 in that game. Charlotte is a team that at home, they've got a 5-9 record. 5 of their 7 wins have been here at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. A lot of their numbers at both ends of the floor are better. Obviously at home than they are on the road, especially defensively. They've had some noticeable split in their defensive acumen, home versus road. We're just waiting to see starting lineups, and I might move on it anyway. But I've definitely got Charlotte circled, and if LaMelo's in, Charlotte will be a play.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way too. I can't lie. I'm not into laying with the Sixers team, and I think McCain is important to the Sixers team. I don't really care so much that Embiid is out. I'm not gonna lie, but McCain, I feel like he's important. So I'll be waiting to see the injury report myself. Wham Bam, is there anything you're looking at between Hornets and Sixers?
Yeah, you know what? This game is, I feel the same sentiment as Babano. I don't really want to trust the Sixers here, especially when they're getting, when the Hornets are getting one of their best guys coming back. We know LaMelo. I do think he's going to increase the pace, increase possessions for them. For this team, so that's going to benefit them for sure. But in this game, I have a prop. I'm going to go back to the utility man. We go into the same plays that we like normally. And the utility man is Paul George, over 5.5 assists, plus 100. Got it at Caesars. I like that play a lot. I think that it's no McCain. He may be a little bit more offensively driven, but I think that there's going to be something to try to take him out of the game for the Hornets. And I like the wings for the Hornets to try to attack him. So I think he's going to be passing the ball a little bit more, trying to get Kelly Oubre open, Maxey a little bit more open. No Embiid because he got slapped in the face. So we don't got to worry about him here, I don't think. So I think utility man's in effect. Over 5.5 is what I'm taking.
All right, good stuff there. We'll keep it going down the list. Next up, we have Heat and Pistons. Opened up Heat minus 4. Looks like 4.5. Total gone up about 1.5 to 219.5. For the Pistons, Tobias Harris is out. For the Heat, Jovic, Larson, Richardson all out. So I'm pretty sure the last time they played, Tobias was in, and Jimmy Butler was out, and Detroit got the win in a close game. So it's flipped this time. I I feel kind of conflicted. I'm not gonna lie on this side here, Babano. There are some player props I'm looking at, but side wise, is there anything you're looking at between Heat and Pistons?
Yeah, it's one of those. This is another one where I think it's a home dog lean for me with Detroit. Skee coming into this game. Miami, I know they've won 4 in a row. All at the house, though, all home games, including wins against the Lakers, Suns, Cavs, and Raptors. But you get them on the road, and you certainly get them on the road as road favorites. Let me give you the last 2 examples. At Charlotte, they win by 4, don't cover. At Toronto, they're 4.5 favorites, they lose outright. Not exactly a team I'm confident in laying points here on the road. Pistons are off a blowout loss, 123-99 at the hands of the Boston Celtics. They did beat the Knicks before that, 120-111 in New York. We'll see how they fare here. They've actually not played their best here at home lately. In fact, 3 straight non-covers, and they lose in blowout fashion to the Bucks and the Sixers. But Miami's not quite the Bucks or the Sixers. I am interested a little bit in Detroit, just waiting on lineups. But I think this is probably one I might move on here. Detroit at 4.5.
I'm leaning, I'm trying to get there with them, but it just, I didn't push confirm yet. Wham Bam, do you agree that Detroit could be the look as far as the side goes? Or is it maybe Cade Cunningham? They did up the rebounds and assists to 16.5, but I still kind of think he can get that. Any thoughts on Detroit and Miami?
Yeah, I like Detroit. This is probably considered a backwood for me because I don't really have a strong opinion other than I would, if I had a gun to my head, I'm only going Detroit here. I just don't trust the Heat at all. So it's only Detroit or nothing. But it's kind of considered a backwood because I don't have any play.
Is bad for your health.
All right, we keep going down the list here. Next up is Bulls and Raptors. Opened up Raptors -1. We now see the Bulls -2. Total open 238, and it looks like 240.5 currently. Let me refresh the injury report because I know some stuff was, a lot of people are questionable. I mean, they're still questionable right now. You have Levine, who's questionable. Vucevic is actually probable. Lonzo also probable. Looks like Terry is questionable. Liddell's out. For Toronto, no Scotty Barnes, Bruce Brown, Quickly, or Battle. So, Babano, I got to go to you for the boys in the North again. A couple things. First, I want to talk about the total. I mean, Chicago does play fast, and for a lot of the time, they weren't playing defense. But they've been playing a little bit better defense lately, and that kind of would make me nervous about an over. I mean, they've held three of their last 5 games, I think, held teams under 108. For Toronto, they take a hit without Scotty Barnes in the lineup, and I'm unsure, if they can make up for it offensively. I think this total might be a little too high. Do you agree, or are you going the other way?
Yeah, Chicago, they have actually had a few unders of late, back-to-back games for Chicago have stayed under. And when you look at the Raptors minus, in particular, Scotty Barnes, who didn't play against Miami on Friday night, they lose 114. You could tell the offense did take a hit. That's 20.6 points per game you're missing, without Scotty Barnes. And it puts a lot more strain and workload and on burden, if you will, on RJ Barrett. Big time to really carry them because, Grady Dick, when he's on shooting the 3 ball, there's your second source of offense. But when he's off, you've really got to rely on, the bench, and you got to rely on other pieces in the starting 5 that are more known for rebounding and defending, like Agbaji, like Mogbo, than pure scorers. So Dick's got to be making threes, and obviously RJ Barrett's have to be huge. I think without Scotty Barnes, you just keep betting RJ Barrett over points because we have seen him step up. We've seen him have pretty big games for the Raptors, especially in the absence of some of their other key starters. So definitely would make sense maybe to look at props involving him in this game. See, in this game here, I'm kind of leaning toward Toronto again. Toronto's just been a moneymaker for me. One of the best ATS teams in the NBA this season. At what are they now? 18-8 against the spread. Think about the fact they're 7-19 straight up in 26 games, but they're 18-8 against the spread. in 26 games. And I've been on them a lot at home, but Scotty Barnes did play in all those games, and that's a huge loss without him. That being said, they also played really good teams this recent homestand. Miami won outright. Indiana won outright. The one game they got blasted was Oklahoma City. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is coming back home to Canada. Same with Lou Dort. So kind of figured, they'd be in tough against OKC. But then after that, they played Luka, Kyrie, in Dallas. They lost by 7, covered the number, took the Mavs down to the wire, this Raptors team at home. The Knicks lost by 5 last week, covered the number. I was on the Raptors in that game. This is not an easy team to bet against, even without Scotty Barnes right now. So probably a small bet for me on Toronto. I passed on the total, though, because it is high, and there is a lot of offense you miss without Barnes.
All right, Wham Bam. I mean, RJ sounds like he's the one to play on. Who taking advantage of, or who's taking advantage of these minutes without Scotty out there? Or what do you think about this game? Wham Bam dropped off. It's all good. Oh, there you go. My boy Dutchy's here too. Shout out my boy Dutchy.
Yeah, man. The NBA is a hell of a drug. Hey, looking at the plugs. Yeah, man. Hey, better late than never. My apologies. We got Wham Bam in the black screen.
Yeah, Wham Bam, you back? Yeah, I don't know. He's trying to get back. He's on the road though, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Go for it, Dutchy. Bulls, Raptors. What you think about this game? And then we touched on Miami, Detroit, Philly, and Charlotte.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. My apologies, fellas. But yeah, I'm on the Pistons, man. I got it last night. I gave this out on the sesh this morning at I got it last night at 5, 4.5. Still good money. It's competitive basketball when these two teams meet up. It really is. Miami has had their way with them. They beat them 7 out of the last 8. But Detroit's covered 6 out of the last 7, so, and twice this year. Close basketball game. I don't trust Miami. The hula what's going on with Jimmy Butler and the crew. At the end of the day, I feel like even without Tobias Harris, this team comes to play in Detroit. I like, obviously, Cunningham. I think he's going to really have a big game tonight. Ivy can't turn over the basketball. But overall, I just think physical play, tough competitive basketball game. Detroit's live to win the game. So give me the 4.5. What was the other game you mentioned? The Sixers and Hornets?
Yep.
Yeah, that one, I kind of want to bet the Hornets there, to be quite honest with you. I feel like, they've had their way with Charlotte. Charlotte's probably due here. But I don't trust Charlotte. I just don't. But I'm telling you right now, I'm fading the fuck out of Philadelphia. I don't care who's playing, who's not playing, whatever's going on in that locker room. I don't like it. Embiid's out tonight too, right?
Yeah.
So no Embiid. They actually might play decent basketball tonight, but I lean Charlotte. But to me, that game's just disgusting as fuck. But I wanted to get to the window with the Hornets, but I'll stay off that basketball game. And this Bulls of Toronto game, I low-key think the Bulls are playing a little bit better basketball. They still can't stop nobody. And I do think they're a better basketball team than Toronto, but Toronto just seems to, surprise me continuously, especially at the crib. They play tough, competitive basketball here. Maybe there's value here as a dog because I'm not really in the business of laying fucking points with Chicago, especially in another motherfucking country. So give me the Raptors if I had to, but no action for me on either one of those basketball games.
All right, fair enough. My guy was trying to make it back in, but yeah, he might
Someone cut the string on Wham's telephone, I think. Yeah.
Is Wham Bam, you there?
I guess he's being held together by tin cans and a string, like the old
got
days.
Me down?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right,
God damn, it's like from penitentiary.
Yeah, I really am I'm on ice right now, man. I'm going through the mountains. But as far as that last game, yeah, Vucevic threes. I see somebody that try to say over 1.5 threes. Of course, we are on that. And then I like this team to keep going up and down the floor, pause. Over 240.5 points. I think that this total is pretty high. I agree everything what Babano said about RJ. RJ should be eating tonight. I like Abaji too. I like Abaji to get his threes. I've been seeing him getting those corner threes off, so I like Abaji as well for Toronto. So I like this total to go over. As far as the side, it's a coin flip. I'm not gonna really go too hard there, but Vucevic over 1.5 threes and over 240.5. That's my plays in here.
All right, let's keep going down the list. We got Cavs and Nets. Opened up with Cavs as double-digit favorites. Hasn't really moved. Total, though, dropped from 218.5 down to 215.5 as the consensus. And I think there was some injury report stuff here. So Mobley, he's still game time decision. Oh, he's more like probable. Porter is truly questionable. No Amani Bates, no Max Strus, no Tyson. For the Nets, no Cam Thomas, Zaire Williams, Bogdanovich, Beekman, and we know that they traded Dennis Schroeder away. So, not going to have him either. I got to ask you on this one, Dutch, first. This Nets team, goddamn, I mean, who's left over there? The guys who was holding, who was doing this. I don't know. I like Schroeder. I like Cam Thomas. Without either one of them, I think the Nets really struggle to score tonight. Do you think this one that can cover the double digits, the Cavs?
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy, Thomas Maggiano. I see you, my man. I'm with you there. Juice in the building. Good to see you. Res Mob in the building, giving our boy Bobano his flowers. Yeah, man. This game is disgusting. It really is. Like, what's crazy is Brooklyn has covered 9 out of the last 10 against Cleveland. They've only covered this number one time. So, I mean, I guess you can go to the window and just think because Brooklyn got no guys, you can go lay it. But I don't know how you lay it with Cleveland. I really don't, because Brooklyn just covers against this team. Literally 1 out of the last 10 times motherfucking teams play. And usually, I mean, Brooklyn beats them, or it's a close, very close basketball game. So Nets don't have enough in scoring. Shout out to our guy LJ. I would look that way, and I'd expect Cleveland to run him out the gym. But I think we probably thought that a majority of these teams have met, and that has not been the case, regardless who's on the court for Brooklyn. So it's a clear pass for me. I think everybody's going to fall in love with Cleveland in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn does exactly what they've done against Cleveland, and that's covered.
Got to go to you, Babano. I mean, like I've said before, you haven't been scared to lay these big numbers with the Cavs. The Nets, they're at home, but damn, they're shorthanded tonight. Do you think the Cavs get it done?
They are. They are shorthanded. And, they actually, for a little bit against Memphis, they hung in there. It might be one of these deals where if you like Brooklyn, take them first half to hang around. Maybe the second half it gets away from them a little bit. But they were only down by 3 at halftime against Memphis, and they were just as shorthanded, no Cam Thomas and company that night. And yet they did hang around for a half, and then the roof kind of caved in on them. Really, in that game, the roof kind of caved in the fourth quarter more than anything. Actually, it was the first quarter they were down by 3, not the first half. It was the first quarter. So they were good early. Then they kind of faded as that game went on. Maybe Brooklyn first quarter, first half, maybe early as opposed, because if Cleveland's a better team, Cleveland's the healthier team. We know that. Maybe they just run them out late and they wear down because they do have a thin rotation right now for Jordy Fernandez with all the injuries. So maybe Brooklyn early, and because this team is still scrappy and feisty, it's just do they have enough manpower right now to hang tough. I will say here at Barclays Center lately, against Orlando, they only lost by 8 after getting blown out in the first meeting. Indiana, they won outright as a dog, 99-90, and they were a little bit injury-riddled, not as much as tonight, but they still won outright against Indiana with some injuries. And then against Milwaukee here on this floor, they only lost by 5 and covered the number. So it's not been easy to lay big points against Brooklyn here on the home court. So I'd lean slightly to Brooklyn a little bit at this number, even with the injuries, but it might be safer to not put it all on the full game and put some of it at least in the first quarter, first half, because we did see in the Memphis game, they hung early and then things kind of fell apart.
Wham bam, sliding to you in this one. I mean, it's got to be somebody picking it up too from no Schroeder and somebody in the guard position. Is Ben Simmons going to do something tonight? You looking at Garland assists? I don't know. It's a lot of ways to look. What you think?
Yeah, it's some ways to make money, man. I hope y'all find them, because shout out to Juice, shout out to B-Man, shout out to Marcus, shout out to Res Mob. But my boy Babano gave y'all way more than y'all need. Backbud this motherfucker.
Is bad for your health.
Hey, I ain't mad at that.
There's a lot of people in the chat that say Atkinson revenge game. These two teams already played. You know what I mean, this year too. So I mean, how much of a revenge game is it? Because he's going back to Brooklyn. I don't know. I mean, I seen a couple people in the chat touch on that. We'll see. We shall see.
That we will. We keep going down to Dutchie's favorite team, the Kings and the Nuggets. Opened up Kings as a pick 'em. They're now -1.5. Total open 236, and it looks like 237 for the injury report. I mean, Herter's out, Lyle's out, Carter out. But now they even add Keegan Murray to the injury report as questionable here. For the Nuggets, you have Jamal Murray probable, Braun questionable. Um, Everybody else looks like they're going to be in. Sark out though. Sark out. Um, I guess I'll go back to you here, Dutch. I got to say like this. First, the Kings look dead. Then they got healthy. They won a few games, I think, in a row. The Nuggets, they were looking kind of bad for a little bit. They had a get right spot versus Atlanta, had won by like 30, and then they won again by like 20, I think, versus the Clippers. So both teams may be trending up. Which one you think you rocking with?
Yeah, man. This one's a little tough for me. Shout out to Razor Sharp Picks. Came on the Medicaid Monday this morning on the session and gave out the Kings. Quite confidently. $500 play for our guy Razor Sharp Picks on the Kings today, and gave some real good info on it. This game scares me though. I will say the Kings have beaten them 3 out of the last 4 times, and last time Sacramento did see Denver was a 21-point ass whooping by Denver. So does Sacramento get back to doing what they do, and that's been playing pretty well against Denver. I feel like Sacramento kind of plays up sometimes in spots like this. I don't trust them. I do think Denver's the better team, but I think the number might be kind of telling here. So I'll ride with my guy Razor and go with the home team.
Hey, not a bad place to be with my guy Razor on a $500 play. Appreciate him sharing that. Appreciate you bringing it up. Definitely rock with my guy Razor. But Bano, it surprised me to see this line where it is, and then it moved towards the Kings. It's moving towards our guy Razor's way. So, do you agree that the Kings are the right side tonight, or how are you looking at this game?
Yeah, well, we've got some question marks here. For Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray. He's questionable with the left ankle. It is Jamal Murray, but it looks like he's going to play. He had the hamstring bothering him, but it looks like he's going to be good to go for this one. Brown, the reserve, is questionable for the Nuggets as well. It's just not a great Denver spot, in my opinion. Just when you factor in, they've got a couple of wins in a row. That would be the concern here for me. Sacramento at the house, they're only actually 6-7 at home. It's not like they've had a great home record, but they're coming off the big win against the Clippers. We'll see how they fare here in this one. Sacramento, meanwhile, they've started to get things going a little bit here. Wins in 4 of their last 5 games. We'll see if that continues over. I think the notable thing about this matchup, and it's what stood out to me, because I did lean Denver, but Denver's been really not playing well here in Sacramento in recent meetings historically. They've actually lost 3 in a row here in Sacramento to this Kings team. So Sacramento's beaten them 3 straight times here at home versus Denver. And I looked at that. I'm like, you know what? Don't love the spot. You're feeling good coming out of a couple of wins. And these are the kind of spots at this time of year, close to Christmas. And you got a little break coming up with the NBA Cup happening tomorrow. So Denver's not playing again after this until Thursday. I just worry if we're going to get Denver's best. I think it might be a little bit more of a better effort maybe coming, or better focus. Not better effort, but better focus here from Sacramento for this game possibly. Plus, they've done very well at home against Denver the last few. So I did lean Denver, but it was enough to keep me off the game.
Well, Ben, I'm going to pass it to you. But they asked me in the chat, Rick White says, "Are you back to Malik Monk points over?" I absolutely am. He had a terrible game last game. The game before that, they won. The Kings won in like a 40-point blowout, so he didn't get enough minutes. But he's been killing it pretty consistently since he got in the starting lineup. 16.5 points. I'm on over Malik Monk. Are you on that as well, Wham? Do you agree with that, or what are you looking at between
Yes,
the Kings
sir.
and the
Yes,
Nuggets?
sir. I was thinking Malik Monk all the way. Yes, Malik Monk all the way. And the way Razor is saying, man, 71% of the bets and 61% of the money on Denver, and you see where the line is moving. That's enough to tell me, man, this is no other way around it. we gotta light the beam tonight, y'all. I think that's what it is. As simple as plain as day. Denver is obviously the better team here, and this situation is just not good for them. And I agree with Babano. Why would you want to start your vacation, which you got a little couple days off in Sacramento here? Why would not start in Sacramento here? So they take the day off today. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I do like the Kings here, but yes, over 16.5 points. Malik Monk, that's on my card. I'm pretty sure I'm lighting the beam tonight as well.
So everybody looking towards Sacramento in this game. We'll go over to the last game on the slate. That's the Jazz and the Clippers. Opened up Clippers minus 8.5 down to 8, and the total dropped 1 point to 223. Clarkson looks like he's probable for tonight. They'll be without Svi Mikhailiuk. And for Clippers, Kawhi, Man, PJ Tucker, Derrick Jones, Kobe Brown, all out. Man, I'm not gonna lie. This one might be this is a really dirty game to me. But Bano, I don't have much to say about this one. Is there any way you're getting involved with Utah and Clippers?
I think that the lesser of two evils right now is probably taking the Clippers and laying the points, because I just think Utah's in just an absolute world of hurt right now. It's not been a pretty run for the Jazz. They were actually competitive on Friday against Phoenix, but they've also been blown out multiple times on the road. Even at home here, we've seen some ugly performances from them. I mean, San Antonio came in here, beat them by 13. Denver beat them here on this floor by 19. Dallas beat them by 12. So they've had some real ugly efforts of late as well. The Jazz, just period, getting blown out way too much. We'll see how they fare here against the Clippers at the brand new Intuit Dome in LA. I certainly think when you look at it, the one thing the Clippers are pretty decent at is their 3-point defense, and the Utah relies on shooting the three ball. That could be something that plays into the Clippers' favor here in this one. I think if you're the Clippers, though, when you're playing bad teams like this, you want those teams to be focused on them. And with the Clippers losing Minnesota, Houston, Denver 3 in a row, you got to believe there's focus here, not taking Utah for granted. So if that's the case, I could see Clippers winning by double digits. But do I trust them enough to lay 8? No. So it's a pass.
Dutchy?
Shout out to Woo Grizz in the building. I see my man Star Child in the building. You Capper. Let's run up these likes, fellas. Let's run up these likes. This one's a dirty ass basketball game, to be quite honest with you. Kind of like when just trying to give you all something to be, I think team total under on Utah might be the look. Can't lay the number with the Clippers, but it is a Clipper spot. Losing 3 straight, got fucking dumped in Denver, right? The score wasn't even that close, ladies and gentlemen. They got embarrassed in Denver, and a lot of people like the Clippers in that game, but it wasn't close. Now we turn around, you get a Utah team who 3 out of the last 4 meetings hasn't went over 107.5. They went under this number. I think the Clippers obviously missing some offensive talent, but can play some pretty goddamn good defense when they want to. Surprisingly, led by James Harden with that team. So I think they can lock these boys down a little bit here. I lean over 107, team total under 107.5 for the Jazz. I don't know if I'll get there, but I think the Clippers come to play basketball tonight.
All right, wham bam. Dirty game. Anything you could do with the Clippers and the Jazz?
Got to go Clippers early. First quarter, -2.5. Get in, get out. After that, you can back with the rest of the game. I just think that they've been already shown that they're one of the best first quarter teams against a team that's, like you said, is down on their luck. Can't really get right. I think the Jazz is just obviously tanking, man. So first quarter, Clippers, give me the -2.5.
All right, good stuff. And man, this is a pretty quick show right here. Less than 30 minutes.
Yep.
We touched on everything, and now we'll move it on over to best bet. So, like we always do, I slide to my guy Wham Bam first. I guess we put this on a big screen. Wham Bam, let the people know what you think is the best way to get paid.
Yeah, this look funny as fuck.
Wham Bam, you shrunk.
This look funny as fuck. But hey, shout out to the chat, man. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. I couldn't do this without y'all. Love y'all to death. Justin, Mr. No Problem, our guy RC. RC, I was at Excellent today. Shout out to you, RC. You know about that. You know about that, YC. You know about that, bro. Our guy, you Capper. But yeah, best bet today, we got to get to the cheese, man, the chili cheese. And it's about our guy, former Clipper, Paul George, utility man, over 5.5 assists plus 101.
Hey, good stuff from my guy Wham Bam. Next up, we got Babano, and he'll help everybody get to the window.
Yeah, again, I'm going to go with, because there's nothing that really is a huge, strong bet here as of yet, but there's not a lot I've bet because I'm waiting on a couple of games. There's still some games I'm waiting on, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on this one, and I'm going to take Detroit plus 4.5 against Miami. I mean, Miami just hasn't been great on the road as a favorite the last few. They didn't cover against Charlotte in this role. They lost outright to the Raptors as a road favorite as well recently. And Detroit, I think, coming off getting whipped by, albeit a really good Boston team, back home at the house, better effort. A better effort could be enough to keep this one close, maybe even challenge to win outright, which I think is quite possible. So we'll go with the Detroit Pistons, plus 4.5 against Miami for best bet.
I like it. For my best bet, I mean, I told y'all earlier, I'm going to go Malik Monk over 16.5 points. He misses the last couple games, but he's going to get right back on track. Missing Kevin Huerter, that's even more minutes for him. I think it's plenty of opportunity for him to get to 17 tonight. Hit it 5 of his last 7. So Malik Monk over 16.5 is my best bet. Last but not least, Dutchie. Let the people know what the freshest look of the day is, and then take us home.
Yeah, man. Freshest look. Well, shit, but Bono done took my shit. Hey, I got one NBA basketball bet. It's Detroit basketball, baby. It's good money, man. I'm telling you right now. But I'll give y'all a little something. Because me, I'm a man of the people. That's right. A man of the motherfucking people. Minnesota Vikings, first half, minus 3.5, minus 115. It's good money. These motherfucking Bears have not covered 6 out of the last 7 first halves. And the last two football games, they've been outscored 40-0 in the first half. Minnesota Vikings, first half is good money. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man. Let's go.
You guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it.
You're gonna get killed. What you mean, we, white boy?
You ready?